Jacob here with Sarracenia Northwest. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can grow a thriving colony of Darlingtonia without needing to fuss with keeping its roots cool. The information in this video is based on what I shared in my previous video, Darlingtonia and the cool root myth. In that video, I explained the thought process behind these recommendations, so I'm going to assume you've already watched it. If you haven't, be sure to check it out. The recommendations I'll share here will make a lot more sense. Now, the first thing you should know about Darlingtonia is that it's a hardy perennial native to the Oregon coast and the mountains of southern Oregon and northern California. It grows best where it can get plenty of sunlight in summer and experience chilly temperatures in winter. Now, Darlingtonia also prefers a type of climate where summer nights are cool, typically in the 50s or colder. This type of climate is common in their natural habitat in the mountains. Essentially, Darlingtonia is a mountain plant. It needs cool nights to survive. Cool nights help the plant to fully rest at night and maintain a healthy immune system. So, if you want to be successful in growing Darlingtonia, you should first consider your climate. If your summer nights are consistently warm, above 70 degrees, your plant will slow down and potentially die from disease or exhaustion. Now, this has nothing to do with daytime temperatures. The plant can handle daytime heat, and I'll go over this very shortly. What it cannot handle is nighttime heat, night after night. So, before purchasing a Darlingtonia, look up your average nighttime temperatures for July and August. Just go to your favorite search engine and type in, what are the average nighttime temperatures for July and August in my area? July and August are the hottest months of the growing season, and this will give you an idea if your climate is suitable for Darlingtonia. Now, if your nighttime temperatures are in the 50s or colder, perfect. You're clear to grow this plant. If your nights are in the 60s, you're in the gray zone. Your plant might grow more slowly than normal. The risk of health issues also increases the closer your nighttime temperatures are to 70 degrees. If your nights are 70 or warmer, consider growing another plant that would be appropriate for warm nights. Darlingtonia isn't that plant. It will struggle to grow if nights are too warm. Darlingtonia is a mountain plant and grows best where nights are cool. Now, I want to make it very clear. Cool nights have nothing to do with soil temperatures. The concept of cool nights is about meeting Darlingtonia's metabolic needs. Darlingtonia can tolerate warm soil temperatures as long as the plant can cool down at night. With our mother plants, we've recorded soil temperatures in the 80s and higher during the summer. During a heat wave with temperatures reaching 104 degrees in the shade, one plant had soil temperatures as high as 107 while sitting in full sun. So, we have not seen any consistent evidence that warm soil temperatures alone kill Darlingtonia, nor have we seen any consistent evidence that keeping the roots cool always keeps a plant alive. Now, the real culprit of plant death is fungal pathogens that thrive in hot weather. It is fungal root rot that kills Darlingtonia, not the heat itself. So it's more about soil health rather than soil temperature. If anything, remember this: when fungus thrives, Darlingtonia dies. When fungus thrives, Darlingtonia dies. So, choosing the right growing medium is crucial for preventing pathogens. To minimize fungal pathogens, you have two media options. The first is live sphagnum moss. Growing Darlingtonia in live sphagnum moss mimics how it grows along the Oregon coast. Sphagnum moss produces compounds that suppress fungal growth. It also aerates roots and encourages runners called stolons. The moss also has a very natural appearance, and many other carnivorous plants thrive in live sphagnum moss. Now, the downside of using live sphagnum moss is that it grows very slowly and not many nurseries carry it. On top of that, many vendors also misidentify forest moss as sphagnum moss. Forest moss is not the same as sphagnum moss. It has different properties and is not part of a bog's ecosystem. It grows in a different type of habitat. The only suitable moss for Darlingtonia is sphagnum moss. If you choose to use sphagnum moss, you'll need to keep the moss constantly wet. So you'll need to use a water tray and top water frequently on hot days to prevent it from drying out. But once the moss is established, your Darlingtonia will have better protection against fungal pathogens. The other media option is a granular mix that lacks any organic material that can harbor fungal spores. And these plants here are growing in a granular mix. The mix we use mimics the serpentine soil in the Siskiyou Mountains, the main habitat of Darlingtonia. Serpentine is a type of rock that's shiny and brittle. It easily breaks down into fine particles that make up much of the soil in the Siskiyou Mountains. Serpentine soil is alkaline and rich in minerals, but since it's not commercially available, a granular mix is the next best alternative. The mix we recommend is 1 part vermiculite and 2 parts inert drainage material. Vermiculite is superheated expanded mica. It has a similar mineral content to serpentine, but retains water. Just make sure it's free of asbestos. It should say so on the packaging. You will also need 2 parts of inert drainage. When we first experimented with a granular mix, we used 1 part vermiculite and 2 parts pumice. We stopped using this mix because it was too heavy to ship. In retrospect, it was an excellent medium to prevent root rot because it lacked organic material to harbor fungal spores. Our current drainage material is a blend of perlite and turfus. Perlite is a lightweight volcanic rock that's inexpensive and easy to work with, but it's too light to use on its own for drainage because vermiculite is also very light. Pots simply tip over. To add weight, we included turfus. Turfus is superheated clay. If you've ever played on a baseball field and slid into home plate, you've played on turfus. We chose turfus over pumice because its particle size was consistent and even throughout. So our mix has equal parts vermiculite, perlite, and turfus. If you prefer to use only vermiculite and turfus, combine 1 part vermiculite and 2 parts turfus. We opt for a blend with perlite because it helps reduce the overall weight of the mix, which makes it easier to ship. Now, the downside of the granular mix is that it contains vermiculite, which is incompatible with Sarracenia, hardy sundews, and flytraps in the long term. So you need to keep your Darlingtonia in a separate water tray from other outdoor perennials. Sphagnum moss also doesn't grow well with vermiculite. So you have to choose between live sphagnum moss or the granular mix. You can't use both together. Now, there are 2 soil ingredients you should avoid using: peat moss and dried sphagnum moss. Now, while they're excellent to use with other carnivorous plants, they produce inconsistent results with Darlingtonia. Peat moss has protective properties against fungal pathogens, but these properties degrade quickly. Peat moss can also harbor fungal spores. As for dried sphagnum moss, it offers 0 fungal protection. Whenever possible, grow your plant in full sun, which is 6 or more hours of direct sunlight. Darlingtonia can technically survive with a minimum of 4 hours of direct sunlight. However, the plant might not thrive as well as one grown in full sun. Full sun also encourages the production of stolons and plantlets. For this reason, we grow our mother plants in full sun. So provide your plants with full sun whenever possible. When it comes to water, Darlingtonia can handle water with mineral levels as high as 150 parts per million. This is something we've observed in the Siskiyou Mountains. However, if you're using live sphagnum moss, you need to use low mineral water. And since you're probably growing other types of carnivorous plants, you might as well continue using low mineral water even if you're using the granular mix. For pots, choose short and wide pots or propagation trays whenever possible. Darlingtonia roots are very shallow and the plant propagates by sending out horizontal runners right below the surface. They need surface area more than they need depth. With our current setup, we use short propagation trays and grow our mother plants in live sphagnum moss. Under the moss, we have a layer of perlite to help reduce the amount of moss we need. If all you can find are regular nursery pots, you can use them, but you might want to use the granular mix in this case. And like sphagnum moss, the granular mix also dries out quickly, so definitely set your pots in trays of water. Keep the water level below the halfway point of the pot. Regardless of the growing medium, give each pot or colony its own independent water tray whenever possible. If a fungal pathogen infects one pot, it prevents it from spreading to your entire collection. It's also a good idea to completely empty your water trays every few weeks to remove accumulated contaminants and reduce the fungal load. After that, top water to refill the trays. In early fall, your plant will gradually stop growing. After a series of overnight frosts, it will go dormant and remain dormant throughout winter. You'll see spotting and brown patches on pitches. This is completely normal when the weather gets cold. In winter, Darlingtonia can handle cold conditions just like Venus flytraps and Sarracenia, so the winter care is virtually the same. They easily tolerate overnight frost down to 20 degrees. For much colder winters, protection against frost burn is required. We have a video about winter care. You can find the link below. In spring, Darlingtonia wakes up much later than other carnivorous plants, so don't panic if you don't see any new growth a month after Sarracenia and flytraps emerge from dormancy. So these are our new guidelines for growing Darlingtonia. Besides proper sunlight and water, successfully growing Darlingtonia comes down to two key factors: having cool nights to support their health, and using the right growing medium to reduce fungal pathogens. While we can't guarantee your success, following these recommendations will greatly improve your chances of your Darlingtonia thriving for many, many years. If you want to learn more about these recommendations, please watch our video, Darlingtonia and the Cool Root Myth. I share the thought process behind our recommendations. If you want a copy of our written care guide or want to check out our seasonal plant inventory, head over to growcarnivorousplants.com. Remember to sign up for our newsletter and subscribe to this channel for more videos. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in another video.